But as soon as I started to go up the
Why?
stairs, a glass cup fell down.
Why? Oh God. Through the glass cup that just fell down? No. Hey guys, it's me, Reddit Reaction. Welcome back to another video. Today guys, we're going to be reacting to Black-Eyed Woman. Sadly, Aries will not be here, but nonetheless, remember to like, subscribe, turn on that bell notifications. This is by, I can't remember, I think it's probably by True Animated Stories, but let's get right on into the video.
I was 11 years old at the time. It was a horrible event. I lived in Texas, but my family decided to go to California during the summer of 2015.
Really creepy.
It wasn't going to be a long time, so my family of 6, including me, stayed at my aunt's house. One night, my parents went to a party, and both of my brothers and I didn't want to go, so we stayed behind. My aunt's daughter stayed with us too. It was around 6 p.m. My parents said they were coming back around 2 a.m. Hearing that gave me goosebumps, since we were staying at a 2-story house. I've always been scared of 2-story houses for this reason. As soon as our parents left, we all decided to eat snacks. Well, we wanted to.
Sorry about that little camera audio function, but yeah, let's keep going.
Well, we wanted to, but there weren't any. My cousin asked us if we wanted to go to the store with her. Since she was already 19, she could drive by herself.
Alright.
My brother said yes, but I told him I do want snacks, but I don't want to go. I thought that my brothers would want to stay behind too, since they were just 2 years older than me. But instead, they just said, okay. They all left without me.
Okay.
I was all alone. I was sitting on the couch playing on my iPad. Suddenly, I heard a sound coming from upstairs. I decided to check what it was, but as soon as I started to go up the stairs, a glass cup fell down.
Why? Oh God. There's a glass cup that just fell down? No, get out of the house, you idiot. What are you doing? Honestly, no. Don't check out something like that. Honestly, shit my pants. Get out.
On the stairs, I ran to my uncle's room and hid inside the closet. After 2 minutes of hiding, the lights in the room started flashing.
That's some good.
I could see it from the crack under the door.
You know, background noises.
I wanted to text my brother, but I left the iPad on the couch. Soon after, I heard another sound from upstairs. Well, that's how I knew that whatever was doing all the scary stuff was definitely upstairs. I decided to run out of the house.
Yeah.
And then try to ask the next door neighbors to let me into their house for a bit. But before I could, I checked the upstairs window when I got outside, and I saw a figure in one of the rooms. It was a clear image since it was barely 7 p.m. The figure was definitely the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life. I saw a woman with a black dress. She was pale and had dark eyes. It was as if she accidentally messed up her makeup and got black makeup all around her eyes. She also looked kind of like a nun. I stood there, watching her for like 10 seconds. And then I saw a car driving in from the side. I moved near the garage and the car came closer. It parked at the house. I realized it was my cousin with both of my brothers. I was relieved. They asked me why I was outside, and I said I wanted to take a picture of the house from outside. I didn't tell them the truth. They didn't realize I didn't have my iPad when I said this. Once we got inside the house, I followed them upstairs. I was obviously behind them since I was scared. Nothing happened the rest of the day until that night.
What?
It was 10 p.m. It was raining. I just wanted to see the thunder, so I moved the curtains to look out the window. A bit of light came in because of the lightning. And that's when I saw it again. The figure was in the neighbor's parkway, just staring at the house. I will never forget that night, no matter how hard I try.
That is...
Sometimes, while I'm having fun, I'll stop and remember, and the thought always ruins my day. The thought that the woman from that night might always be out there, looking for me.
Or looking at you. That's fucking creepy. Holy. Whew, that was That was creepy. Alright, I lied. This is by Wanna See Entertainment. So make sure to go check them out. We're gonna be checking out one more video because this one was really short. So yeah, see you in the next one. Alright, so now we're gonna be checking out I Was Chased by a Cult in the Woods. So here we go.
This is the story of when I was chased by a cult in the woods. I was visiting my mom who had just moved to the countryside. At the time, I was living in the city, so I was used to constant stimulus. Compared to that, this was super boring. Fortunately, my good friend Olivia actually lived in the area too. We grew up together, but eventually her parents moved and we went to different schools. One summer night, I can't fall asleep for the life of me. The Wi-Fi is garbage, so Netflix just simply isn't an option. I decide to shoot Olivia a text. Now I know what this looks like, but I swear, we're just friends. Olivia is one of those friends that I could call up at any moment and we'd pick up right where we left off. Never an awkward moment. You know the type. Anyways, fast forward. Olivia came over and I found my old BMX bike in the garage. She hopped on the pegs in the back and we went for a ride. As we made our way down the main road, she told me about some guy, James, who was into her but she wasn't sure about. To be honest, I was only half paying attention because I was busy watching the road. You know, making sure we didn't get hit by a car. Speaking of cars, we must have gone for at least a couple kilometers without seeing one. At some point, I noticed something and pull over onto the side of the road. A narrow path split right down the middle of a lake, the only bit of land between two bodies of water. We decide to seize this opportunity and explore it before it rains and the path floods. So we set out onto the hidden path.
Kinda.
It feels like we're riding in an endless void of space because the water is nearly pitch black on both sides, surrounded by darkness, with the moon lighting only the path in front of me. We ride in silence, simply trying to appreciate the hauntingly beautiful view. I lose track of time, but eventually we reach the end of the lake. We arrive at an area densely covered with trees. I assume it's a wilderness preservation of some sort. As I look into the blackness of the forest, I notice a very subtle orb of light moving around. I think I'm tripping out, but I check with Olivia and she sees it too.
Honestly, even if I think I see something, I'm still like just running. I don't even care if it's hallucinations or not. I literally would just get out right then.
We whisper to each other about what it could possibly be since its movement is very irregular. I pull out my phone to shine a flashlight.
Wait, what if you scare it away?
She signals for me to follow her. We slowly and quietly get closer to the light, trying to make out what it is. I trip on a branch and it cuts my ankle. Olivia shoots me a look, then back at the orb. It stops moving. Suddenly, the orb splits into several lights. The quiet is invaded by various revving sounds, accompanied by angry men shouting, since our senses had adapted to the dark and silence.
That's weird.
The abrupt audio-visual stimulus is overwhelming. The lights and revving quickly approach us, and we immediately go into fight or flight. We sprint away from the path, into the darkness.
Should've done that a long time ago, buddy.
We're running as fast as we can, but it's no use. They're gaining on us quickly, and right when it seems like we're caught...
Ah!
Olivia?
In here, quick!
Olivia had slipped into a hole, a natural dugout hidden by plants and trees. Without thinking twice, I jump in. Under the guise of darkness, this should be enough to keep us hidden from whatever is chasing us.
What if they're park rangers?
Shh! A fleet of ATVs pull up. 5 men in white cloaks dismount their vehicles and arrive at where we were just standing. One of them reassures the others that he definitely saw someone. They proceed to search the premises, scouring each path that led in and out of the area, while aggressively shouting things like, "We know you're still here," and "We just want to give you your bike back." Olivia whispers.
Maybe they are park rangers.
Something about the tone of their voices told me otherwise. Olivia was getting sick of hiding in a hole, but I insisted that we stay put. Unfortunately, she's never been one to listen to me, so she starts making her way out of the hole until we hear the men start arguing. We can't make out exactly what they're saying, so we try listening more closely. Suddenly, a gunshot, a body drops. The men go quiet. Then one of them screams,
Find them! Now!
"Well, they're definitely not park rangers. If we continue to stay put, they'll inevitably find us." I think about calling for help, but I'm too afraid that the screen light might
Yeah,
give
you
away
probably
our
should.
location. The sounds and lights get distant once again, and I know we have a small window of opportunity to make a run for it. I look at Olivia. She's terrified, as am I. She nods at me. I mouth, "On 3. 3, 2, 1. We run as fast as we humanly can, adrenaline pumping through my veins. All I see are leaves and branches, leaves and branches.
Yeah, you take
I don't
off.
look back,
Run,
not even
boy,
once.
run.
The woods are getting less and less dense. I hear the revving behind us and I assume they're on our trail. We won't have another opportunity to hide. It's now or never. Then, we emerge from the forest at last. I reach for my phone to call for help. There's no service. Olivia tries her phone. Also no service.
And you're getting chased,
Out of
honestly.
nowhere, she receives a call from James. She hesitates. I shoot her a look, urgently signaling for her to pick up. Pause. So apparently, Olivia agreed to go on a date with James, but ghosted him this very day. He was upset and decided to call her and tell her off. You can imagine that he was quite surprised when a very distressed Olivia picked up and pleaded for him to come get us. Luckily, he hadn't given up on her and reached us before the park rangers did. When Olivia and I later filed a report, nobody believed us since there was no trace of the men whatsoever. No body, nothing. Instead, we were just questioned for why we were trespassing after hours in the first place. To this day, I still have no idea who those men were or what they were up to. All I know is that they really, really didn't want us finding out about it.
That's really weird, honestly, but you weren't really chased. You were just more like playing hide and seek, but dead or alive. So, I hope you guys like this video. I'll see you guys all later. Goodbye, everyone.